This is a basic lesson on how to use a new iPod Touch. This is generation 4, which has a built-in microphone, which generations 2 and 3 do not. To turn it on, there's a button at the top back, this little black button. Push and hold that until the start screen comes on. It'll take a couple of minutes for it to start up. And here is the first, what I call a sleep screen, which is a way to save memory. When you're not using it, it will automatically shut off like it just did, and you'll get a black screen. To wake it up, push the home button on the bottom. That wakes it up. And then to start working, slide the bar to the right, and it brings your applications up. First off, we'll start at the top of the screen here. You'll see here 3 little bars. That tells you the strength of the wireless connection that you have. Here, of course, is the time, and this is the battery. Fully white is fully charged, and it will get less and less white as the battery discharges. The screen here is the applications window. At the bottom, the 4 on the bottom are what is called the dock, and I put the most used applications in the dock. And first thing we'll do is talk about how to move the applications around. There are 11 possible windows. You can go to the next window by simply sliding your finger like that. And these are the applications I have on the next window. You'll notice at the bottom here, these 3 little dots, these are the open windows. You'll see this one is highlighted white because I am on this window, and when we slide back to this window, the middle one is highlighted. The one at the bottom looks like a little magnifying glass. That is the search option. If you slide it this direction, this is where you can search your entire iPod contents for something that you know is in there but you can't find it, which actually happens a lot. It doesn't happen so much, but in the beginning it happened with me a lot. I would put something in there, knew it was in there, but I couldn't find it. So this is a good place to go to find things that you have lost. Let's put in test, because I put several things in there with that word. And here, we'll push the search, and it will search your entire iPod contents for anything with the word search in it, or sorry, with the word test in it, and then you'll be able to find what you're looking for. But I have noticed that in the video recording applications, it will not search what is recorded in video. It will only search what is done in text. So keep that in mind. And these are all the places where that word exists. So once you've found what you're looking for, let's go to that, and it'll take you to that application and that word, which is why I put that in there. So now we'll exit. To exit, push the button at the bottom, and that takes you back to the screen. So we're going to move some applications and create a new window. So we go to the left here, and you hold your finger down on any of the applications until they start to jiggle around, like that. I don't know if you can see them jiggle. Let's move it to the left. And you'll notice all of the applications are jiggling, and that means that you can move them around. So we're going to take this one, and we'll pick it up just by holding it down. Hold it to the right of the screen, and it will hop to the next window. You release your finger, and now that application is on the 3rd window, and you'll notice down here now that you have another white dot, which means that you've created another window. And you can move things around all over, make up to 10 windows if you like. You'll notice at the bottom here on the dock, this application has an X on it. Any application that has an X on it, when you are moving things around, are applications that you yourself have loaded onto the iPod. And all the others that you'll notice here on these screens do not have an X on them, which means all of those applications came preloaded and cannot be deleted. So keep that in mind. To turn off the move feature, just go down here and push the home button again, and that turns it all off. And now we'll go over here, and you see you have a new window. Very handy. And the things on the dock can be moved in and out too. So if you find that there's a different program that you use more, loaded onto the dock, because if you'll notice when you open an application, let's open music. Well, that didn't work. Well, I don't know everything. Anyway, the things on the dock, when you move windows, these four stay the same all the time, because those are the ones that you use the most. So the point being, anyway, that if you find that you use one of these applications more than you use the ones that I have loaded down here, you can always move them around any way you want to. You can also change these and move them around when you plug your iPod into charge. You can move them around on your computer also. So keep that in mind. The touch screen works by heat. So if you touch something, it's the heat of your finger that makes things happen. So if you touch it in just the wrong way, sometimes the application won't work, and people have a tendency to bang on the screen hard. That won't do it. It's just heat. And sometimes if you've been outside and your fingers are cold, you need to warm your fingers up like this and try again. Now you notice the screen just went a little bit dark. That means that it's going to go to the black screen here in just a second, which is a warning to you that you haven't used it in a while. So let's just wait, and you'll see the screen go to black, to the sleep mode. There you go. It's gone into sleep mode again, which is a battery saving feature. So you can open it up in one of two ways. Just touch the screen. Sometimes we'll do it. We'll push the home button again, and there you get the sleep screen, and slide that over. Now let's talk a minute about how to change aspects of that feature. You go to Settings, which we'll talk about one at a time later, but right now we're just going to go to General down here, and where is it? Oh, there we go, Auto Lock. Okay, and here is a feature where you can set the length of time before it locks the screen and does the sleep screen. I had it set to a very short amount of time, but you can set it up to 5 minutes or never. I wouldn't recommend never unless you're going to be using your iTouch for a long period of time and you don't want to have to go through the hassle of waking it up again. I usually have it set to 1 minute, which you can see here. So we'll back up. And you'll notice you have backup buttons. And when you get to the default screen in most programs, you won't have a back button. You notice that you haven't. And the way to get out of the program then is just to go down here and push the exit or home screen button, and that will take you back to the original screen. So that is the basics of how to navigate and get around and do those kinds of things. So that is the end of this session.